Hey everyone, welcome to today's hangout. A few of our panelists are late getting on here today, so I'm just starting off the hangout today. Topic today is why are you calling me a tire kicker? Okay, and that terminology has been used for years in all kinds of sales industries. From the car salesman to the insurance salesman to brick and mortar stores, everything. People are called tire kickers when they don't commit. Okay, and that's we find that every time. Even when I had my own sports card store, I had customers that just came in and just looked around and left. And I mean, they're tire kickers. They're just someone who are just coming in, looking at things, kicking around the tires, and not committing and leaving. It's not a bad thing. Everybody is a tire kicker. I'm a tire kicker. You're a tire kicker. Everybody's a tire kicker. We all go to stores. We all go and look around. We all window shop. We all do that kind of stuff. How many times have you gone to a car lot to look at cars for something you might want to do down the road? The guys on the lot there, the salesman on the lot there will come up to you and you'll tell them you're just looking, and what's going through their mind? You're a tire kicker. Okay. That's a typical terminology that is used by pretty much any industry that's out there. So we're just going to talk a little bit about why Total Takeover has chosen to use tire kicker rather than free member. Okay, I don't know what their terminology is, but I'm going to tell you what my terminology is. My terminology on that is and the way that I look at it is, we have people in our industry, we're always looking for the sale. Everybody that comes into this industry, okay, you all have to bring out your inner salesperson, okay? Every industry does it. Every business on this planet is all about sales, believe it or not. If you have a full-time job and you work in retail, okay, you're maybe a sales clerk on the floor. If you're a cashier, you still are contributing to the sale. Okay, the sale has been done. The customer's gone and got their product, brought it to you. You're completing the sale at the till. If you're just an administration person, you're part of the process as well. You're making sure that the salespeople are on the floor, the cashiers are at their stations, and so forth. Okay, everybody has a purpose in the sales process in any business. Okay, like for instance with me, I'm here to build my business. I have to go out and I have to produce my sales, but then I also have a responsibility of looking after the people I refer to the business and playing that role as well, making sure that I can guide them down the proper road. These people are coming in as tire kickers. Okay, people come into the industry. Everybody's a tire kicker at some point. They come in, and then what we do is we transform them from a tire kicker into a paid affiliate. Okay. Now, I think what I want to do is I'm gonna share my screen here in a few minutes, and I'm gonna walk you through some of the processes that are in the back office, or that maybe some of you haven't gone through yet. Okay. And I need to make sure that all of you are well knowledge base wise on what's going on. You have a good knowledge base of the program Total Takeover. Okay. Now, whether you're in other businesses or not, that's irrelevant to what we're talking about here, because everybody plays a role in everything that's here. Okay. You're in here looking to find out more about Total Takeover. So I'm going to take you through a process that isn't shown right now in the back office. So I'm going to take you through a little bit of a guided tour, let's say, okay, of what the program is all about and the value that it brings. In a lot of places in this company right now, we don't see the full picture because we're still in a pre-launch phase. Okay, we don't officially launch until May 1st. When that's there, everything will be in place. So right now, we're just bringing people through the process. So what I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to go through that guided tour right now. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I've got things here. Hopefully everyone's going to see my screen because I'm not going to. I don't have anybody in the on the panel here that can actually say that. But I think I'm sharing my screen right now, and I'm just going to get it bigger. Hopefully I'm sharing it. Okay. So here's what happens when you come into the back office. You are you can see here that I'm a life changer. I'm a paid member in the system. Okay, so you can see that I'm actually a paid member. And across the top here, we've got like your personal info that you go into, your website addresses, which is actually your affiliate pages. Okay, the contact manager is where all your leads come off of your total takeover affiliate addresses, which are in here. Okay. I can show you the affiliate addresses in here. Okay? I just want to kind of go through. There's a whole bunch of them in here. Okay, let me just see if I can drag this down. There's like 5 different pages all the way down to the bottom. Okay, you can all see that. Okay, so let's go up. Contact manager. Okay, these are the people that have filled in your form. Okay, off of those pages, this is what you see. You come all the way in here. See, I've done a Carl test in here to make sure it works because you see Carl test. I'm a tire kicker as well. Okay, and the reason I've done that, I've created a second account, is so that I can see what the tire kickers or the free members get, because they receive emails that paid members don't get. Okay, and it's all part of the upsell system that we have. And then, of course, we've got all the graphics that are in here. We can see all the people, the signups that come in here. You can see the graphs of the signups that are all in here. And then of your marketing and so forth all the way down, right? So, and then of course we have the training section, okay? Now, the training section, again, we have all kinds of things that are in here. YouTube training, solo ad training, classified ad training, desktop lightning. This is a product that came out a while ago. I haven't really used it, but I'm gonna look further into that. Blogger traffic. Okay, I'm a blogger, so I'm looking really forward to seeing what they have to offer in here. Facebook traffic, how to manage and market Facebook efficiently, and pay-per-click traffic. Okay, I'm not going to give you a look inside here because, for one, I only share this part with actual paid members. Okay, they're the only ones that have any kind of authority or reason to actually look at this. People that are tire kickers or free people, if they want to see what is all being brought to the table in this company, then they need to up their game and they need to commit to themselves and commit to their business. Okay, so that's why I am not even going to go in there and show you that. Megastars of marketing. This is an amazing conglomerate of stuff. I know that these things are all going to be filled in because there's about 30 interviews that have already been done. They've only put Jack Zufelt in for right now. Okay, this here alone is worth, I would say, $500 to $1,000. Just this interview alone. I've paid money, that kind of money, to get an interview like that. Okay, here you're getting that for $89.95, and Jack Zufelt is actually going to be coming in and doing a training. And this is a guy who charges $2,500 to $10,000, $15,000 for a training on any single day session. Okay, he's coming in here for $89.95 to do a training with us. This is a guy who's trained over 75 million people on the internet, made millions of dollars doing that, and helped people make millions of dollars. Okay, so people keep coming to me and saying, "Oh, what kind of value does this company have?" Well, I'm telling you what the value is. Okay, what this company has. And here goes my phone. So someone from Texas is phoning me. It might even be Andrew. So not sure. Just hang on. Let me just grab this, see if it's Andrew. Hello, Carl here. Hey, is this Andrew? Yeah, you trying to get on or what? What the heck? Oh, I think I gave you guys the wrong link because I'm already live. So let me go and check the right link, okay? Just one sec. I'm live here. I just got everybody holding. So let me try and get it to you. Yeah, leave. Okay. Okay, folks, just give me a second. I gave the wrong link out to my panel members. That's why they're not here. So just one sec. Boy, oh boy. Let me be right back. Stand by. Don't go anywhere. Holy crap, I can't believe I did this. Gave everybody the wrong link. That's crazy. Okay, I got to stop screen sharing here for a moment, folks, and so I can come back here and get the right link to share with these people. I can't believe I've done that. So just bear with me here. That's crazy. That's why I'm by myself here. They were all in another room. So let me just go back and paste that link here. Just give me 1 sec. Got to go to another computer. Okay, so now we might see everybody coming in here. Wow, that's crazy. That's kind of funny. First time I've ever given the wrong link to the panel members. So we'll go back here in a second. I think they're all going to start. Here they come. See? They're all piling in now because I gave everybody the wrong link. I just wanted to do the show all by myself. I wanted everybody just for me and nobody else. Okay.
You did good, Carl. That was good.
So I feel crazy that I did that. Okay. So
isn't that funny?
I was just doing a walkthrough kind of the back office. I'll get to that. Okay. So I must have given you guys yesterday's link or something. That's crazy. So I was wondering where everybody was. Okay.
We were being TTO ninjas, Carl. We were hiding out as TTO ninjas.
Hiding in the shadows. Yeah. Well, I wasn't trying to hog everything for me, okay? So you know what? Let's go across and do the show properly here, okay? So again, I was just going over what I was talking about tire kickers. That we're all tire kickers, really in our own. Because when we go shopping and stuff like that, we go in and we kick tires, and we go to car lots and look at cars and never buy. So we kick tires. We do all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I was explaining. Why we call people tire kickers. Tire kickers are people that don't commit, okay? Are basically, that's what they are. So let's go across and let's get everybody's view now that you're all here. Let's start with, I don't know, Kiko. This is your very first time on. Welcome here, man. So let's get your opinion, and then we'll kind of scatter across to everybody. So welcome to the panel, bud.
Thank you. Yeah, the tire kickers, yeah, there's a lot, and that's one thing I have communicated with my team ever since during the pre-launch, is after the pre-launch there should be that commitment to really keep this coming, keep this true, and yeah, it's really all about commitment, and yes, we have a lot, especially here in the Philippines, wherein so many people are just too curious about this online industry. Yeah, and that's what we're doing right now. Is I'm just giving them a lot of tutorials on how to really build relationships with these people and just bring them to the other side, because most Filipinos are not so familiar with the online industry. Yeah, but we're getting there, and yeah, we're so excited and we're so happy that we're learning a lot from you, because yeah, you have been leading the way. And yeah, the tire kickers are starting to realize the importance of what we're doing. Yeah, that's basically my side here.
Awesome. And you know what? This is pretty much what it is with a lot of people, not just in the Philippines, but worldwide, even in North America. I mean, we have a lot of new people that are here, and some of them get, I guess, offended by being called a tire kicker. But that terminology has been around for decades. We've been calling people tire kickers for years. Anybody who's been in the sales industry, oh, there's another tire kicker. He's not going to buy nothing from us. Watch, he's going to look around and then he's going to leave, right? And everybody from car salesmen to insurance salesmen to stores and everything else. That terminology is a standard terminology, right? We use free online. Free is just as bad as tire kickers. I mean, they all fall into the same category. And like I said, we do the same thing. So let's go over. Let's go to Don. Don, we're gonna scatter everybody, and then we'll probably go to Joan next. Okay. So Don, give us your feeling about why we call each other tire kickers, and what kind of motivates us.
Well, in my case, Good morning, everybody. This is Don Hamilton from Old Orchard Beach, Maine. And in my case, I used to be a car salesman. I was in the car business for about a total of, I guess, about 12 years. And tire kickers, it depends on how you use the term, whether it was complimentary or non-complimentary. I mean, basically in the car business, and it's no different than here. Everybody is searching. We're all looking out for ourselves. We all have, or not all of us, but a lot of us have altruistic ideas about taking care of other people. But if you don't take care of yourself, you're really not going to help other people either. So tire kickers is maybe, to me, I think of it as a good term. I don't think of it as a bad term. I'm a tire kicker. I'm on a couple of programs with a couple of people that are in this business, and I'm a tire kicker there. I'm a non-paid person. I go to Janet Legere's deals in the morning, and I feel a little bit guilty sometimes about going there for free. And I'm sure people come on here and feel the same way, but I don't think they should. I don't think I should feel guilty about it. The thing about this business is you're not going to make money until you invest. I mean, you're going to have to put some money in, and not just time, to make any money out of it. And it doesn't matter whether it's total takeover. It doesn't matter what business it is. You're going to have to invest. We were talking yesterday about investing, and I was given the idea when I was a fisherman. I mean, I had to put a lot of money up front to be able to go out on a boat for 15 days and not know if I was going to make a penny. Well, here, we're not that big of a commitment. We're talking $89.95, which is a big commitment, for a lot of people. I was talking to a young guy last night. I say young, he's 47. To me, that's young. But he, $89 for him was a big deal. And I don't know if he's going to go in that direction or not. So he might stay a tire kicker for a while. But, it behooves you when you're doing a tire kicking to be doing some learning too. Be a reader, follow, come on these calls. You can come on this call and be a tire kicker, I believe. I don't think you have to be a paid member to even be a panelist. Just come on here. You got knowledge to share, even if you're not a paid up member. Come on and enjoy the company. That's about it for me today, Carl. Back to you.
Well, just for right now, because I will get back to you later. So, but some good points there. I've been called a tire kicker many times by my brother because he's actually a car salesman. When I go to see him at the lot there, he goes, "Hey, tire kicker, what are you buying today?" Right? So, I get that all the time, and everybody else gets it too.
He and I have other words too that we could share with you someday.
Yeah, I already know what those words are.
Okay.
Some can be mentioned on here and others can't. Okay. So. But you know what? Let's go over to Joan. Joan, give us your ideas and your ideology of the tire kicker. In all aspects, because you had your own store, you saw them, you experienced them. So over to you.
Well, first of all, I want to give the dictionary's definition of a tire kicker. From the Urban Dictionary, it says, someone who is indecisive about purchasing a product or a service and never feels satisfied with what they are offered. In the end, a tire kicker may not buy. The term comes from salespeople at dealerships. The kickers would come around frequently, kick the tires a few times on the cars that they liked, but never make a solid purchasing decision on any particular car or trim. And it gives an example. This in the dictionary, it says that tire kicker has come here every day for the last month. Don't waste any time on him. I like the point, the last month. So what that does, that enables people to come in and take a look, get a feel for what everybody's doing, and make a decision. That's the difference between a tire kicker and a network marketer that's in the business, a tire kicker never makes a decision. We make a decision. And that's when we start making money, when the decision is made. You don't make any money sitting on the sidelines and watching what everyone else is doing. That's not going to do you any good. You may gain a little bit of knowledge, but the same with knowledge. If you don't put it to work, what good is it to you? It's not going to make you 1 cent. So I don't like the term tire kicker, so I've chosen to use the term butt kicker. So if a person really wants to get into this business, let's kick butt and make some money.
Well, you know what, and it's funny you mentioned that because Val actually mentioned that on the webinar the other night, last night I think it was, where he goes, you know, because he does martial arts and that, and when he was told to do a certain thing like stand in a spot for 2 hours and look at the corner or something, he goes, what the heck is all this about? And as soon as he complained, you know, the sensei would come over and kick him in the butt, right? Say, you do what you need to do. And that's it. Walks away. The more he complains, comes back, the more he gets kicked in the butt. And you know what? That's what happens. We need to be kicked in the butt every once in a while. And it's not, you know, the tire kicker, and I agree with Don, is not a negative thing, okay? It's just terminology. And thank you, Joan, for actually reading that out, because that's exactly what we mentioned. It's someone who's indecisive. So here's what you need to look at. You need to look at what the value is in this company. We offer, of course, all that training that's in the back office, and some of you saw that before the panelists came on here that I showed you, and we might go back to that later, okay? You show the value of the webinars that are done Sunday to Thursday by Val Smith at 9 p.m. Eastern. You have the panel here that comes on and gives you every shred of information that we know and we share with you for free, okay, on these Hangouts. And if you can't make a justified decision off of all of that, and if you don't think that that's worth the $89.95, then you know what you need to do? You need to opt completely out of anything that you're in and go and search someplace else. The internet is obviously not a place for you, okay, because we are a 100% sales environment, okay? As a matter of fact, all businesses, okay? So you need to really sit down and reevaluate what you want to do. If you went out and paid a lot of money for your education, okay, if you went out and got an education on being an engineer and never got an engineer job, was it because you were a tire kicker kicking around different offers that you refused? Or was it that it's just not available? So let's go over to Dr. Michael. Let's get your take on the tire kicker, Dr. Michael.
Well, thank you very much. Good evening here from Spain. Dr. Michael here in Zaragoza. Well, tire kicker is something that I know, of course, the name for many, many years being in the industry. Still, I was never a good fan of it, to be honest, because it depends which markets you want to achieve. To me, the word tire kicker is offensive for the people that actually, I feel, are not really a tire kicker. They just want to get information. What I use in my terms is mostly followers. I have followers that actually follow the information that we provide. Tire kicker is in principle the same as a follower, and but what I have learned in my career is that most people will never make a decision if they'll be left alone or if they've been treated like disrespect. And tire kicking could be something that certainly I'm born in Germany, and we would certainly take offenses at this name. And most German would do if we translate it into our language. So it's a correct name, but it's not the adequate name as far as I'm concerned. But still, it's very useful. So please don't get me wrong. I'm not against it. Okay, I just want to tell you how I feel about it. Because on the other hand, it depends on which nationality you are. You don't want to be called a tire kicker. because in our language, in our countries, there in Europe especially, it's like saying, "Hey, you're a loser," and many people come into this business without really knowing what it is because of capturing pages, etc. So I think, like the Hangouts, we have to explain to the people what TTO is all about, and it's really the place to be to educate yourself to become a full-blown network marketer or marketing person as such that makes sufficient earnings and beneficial to his environment, to his family, to actually being learning what he's not doing at that moment. And most people have that desire, but they don't get there. So tire kicking could be something that some people will take positive, some will take negative. So I find it is very harmonic. It can be anything, and if you feel that it is like me, it's not the correct name for people to be told to, well, then you just use a different name. But on the other hand, it's a very motivative things to do, to say you can sort out the good from the bad, so to say. So those that don't like it, they can go and bugger off, and those that can handle it and understand the reason, I think they're also capable of becoming successful business people, because in business, as you know, only a small percentage of our ideas, of the things that we have been doing, actually come to be fruitional. And I think this is what TTO is all about, giving us as individual the opportunity to learn about what we are missing. And I think this is the key for me, and I think tire kicker is okay, not the adequate, but that's how I feel. Just wanted to leave my comment on that. Pass it back to you, Cal.
Wow. You know what? I wasn't aware of that. Okay, wasn't aware of that. You know, it's a standard terminology that's used over in North America, and I'm starting to wonder now whether we need to actually change that. So I'm going to be having some conversations with that, obviously. Last thing we want to do is be offending anybody worldwide, and if that could be an offensive term, I do apologize, and I apologize to everybody out there, and I'm sure that the company probably isn't aware of that either. So I will bring that to their attention. So thanks for bringing that on. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's go over to Andrew. Andrew, I don't know if we've got anybody calling in. Maybe we do. I don't know if there's anybody with their hands up.
Well, I have something I want to play for you. There's songs about tire kickers, and there's movies about tire kickers. There's a Munsters movie where Herman Munster goes out shopping for a car for his niece, and he's the show is labeled Tire Kicker. It is an old term, and it it could possibly culturally offend somebody. There's words in the English language that we use that mean something totally different. The sound of that word means something totally different in other languages. So there are cultural differences. That's one of the things that I have a constant uphill struggle with. That to be able to relate to someone culturally and grow an international business. So I'm gonna have to mute a couple of people. We have some feedback here. Anyway, so tire kicker is a term that we might want to talk about as far as what Dr. Michael just brought up. But at the moment, that's what we have as a label for a test driver. And I want to expose to you that we actually have two different types of tire kickers in our business. We have those who are test driving the system that have not upgraded, and then whenever you upgrade, you shed the label, the text label tire kicker, and take on a new text label of life changer. However, I'm not so sure that some of our life changers are not yet tire kickers. You see, they may have stopped kicking the tire as far as upgrading, but as far as exposing the business, maybe they were doing like most of the panelists did today on this show. We were total takeover ninjas hiding behind the scenes and not here. So people that are not active in sharing the business opportunity with someone else, I would say, probably still a tire kicker in their own business. And you know, I want to encourage all of you to stop being a total takeover ninja, hiding in the shadows. Bring out what you have and grow and start sharing your opportunity with others, and stop being a life changer upgraded tire kicker. So we have two different kinds of tire kickers. I don't want to confuse anybody. Just, you know, saying what's reality. If you're not sharing your business, you're still kicking tires, and that's okay. I bought a sample myself. You know, we have samples that are, we don't have free samples. We have a free entry, so you can get up against a sample and buy a sample for yourself for the first month. We sell samples 1 month at a time, so to speak. That's what I did, and I like my sample. So I'm going to keep it month after month after month after month, because I know the content that's there is awesome. That interview with Jack Zufelt is just, oh, it's over the top. And I know the other interviews that are on their way are going to be over the top. We have a hard time on this show talking about our topic without going off and selling and promoting the company for the awesomeness that it is, including all the awesome people that are involved on this panel, as well as the owners, Dave, Wallace, and Val. So be a tire kicker. It's a good thing. It's okay to be a tire kicker. You know, we all need a constant stream of tire kickers in anything that we do in order to be successful at anything that we do. A tire kicker is simply a contact, a targeted contact. And then through the communication and developing a relationship, and then empowering those contacts based on their needs, not our own. For instance, maybe we need to change the label of tire kicker. Who knows? You know, we might need to communicate with other cultures based on their needs, not our own, with that particular label. But it's still a tire kicker. You know, even if the label's changed, you know, there's still a tire kicker. You just have to get the semantics right. Okay. No disrespect intended. It's just that's a term we have in America, so everybody can learn our terms in America. Okay, and we have a term. It's called tire kicker for somebody who's taking a test drive, or not even taking a test drive. They're just looking at the car to see if they want to test drive it. That's a tire kicker. Get upgraded. You know, you can become a tire kicker that's upgraded and just not sharing your business, and you'll have access to all that information. You're not going to make any money if you don't share your business, but at least you have the education and you can learn how. So there's people that are tire kickers that way too. If you'd like to call in and join the show, the number is 712-775-7035. Access code. What is the access code? It's 213-884-POUND. And whenever you get there, you press *6 in order to raise your hand. And if you have a comment or question, we will see you and bring you on live. You can also join from international. If you do not want to call in on the phone, you can join via Skype. The way you do that is you Skype the studio with text. Please text the studio at TTO Radio on Skype. I will see that, and then I will call you when it's time for you to be a caller. Carl, looks like Tracy just joined us.
Yeah, and she sure has. I just want to give her a quick update on what the topic, tire kicker, has really gone in multiple directions, Tracy. You know, we started off talking about, you know, what the classification of tire kicker. As a matter of fact, I was one yesterday. You know, we were out and going through the mall and looking at stores and going into stores and walking out without anything. I tire kicked many stores yesterday, right? The other thing, though, that Dr. Michael brought to the table that, you know, I guess we in North America aren't really aware of is that terminology is quite offensive to Europeans. So, you know, we may have to look at maybe addressing that terminology, because the last thing we want to do is offend the other part of the world, okay, with this. It's just a terminology that's been used for years over in North America. Everybody knows that if you're a tire kicker, you're just somebody that just doesn't have interest. In other parts of the world, it's classified in a different fashion, calling people, as Dr. Michael said, losers, okay? So I'm going to hand it over to you. I just wanted to give you an update on this here so that you kind of know what kind of conversation you're walking into. So over to you.
Hey, thanks, Carl. Oh, it's great to see you guys. I'm sorry I'm late. Tire kickers. Well, you know what? I guess when you translate a lot of words into other languages, I mean, it can take on a whole different term. I had somebody send me a message one day that they were using Google Translate to me, and it was an interesting conversation, and I had to clarify what they were actually saying to me because it was taking on a whole different meaning. But I think that, when we take a look at the term overall, really, it's just somebody taking a look. And when we look at the entrepreneurial world, the reason that we are looking at something is because we believe that there's something there for us to actually engage in, and you evaluate it. We look at businesses online all the time, or whether it's offline, I don't know. But you know what? We always have to go and do our due diligence in anything that we do. You have to look at the background of the people involved. Is it something that I can get behind? Is it a product that is going to suit my needs as well? Is the compensation plan there? So, there's a time frame and a time for people to really make a decision. And the people that just kind of sit dormant, I don't even know what I want to call them. They don't even get into the game of life. So, there's people that kind of live their life as a tire kicker. And you know what? They wonder, people will complain about their situations and their jobs, and I've always said, I always refer back to my corporate world. I said, you've only got two choices in life: do something or do nothing. And so, you could remain a tire kicker the rest of your life and not really do anything meaningful that's going to change anything. So, we call it, I really like the terms, the life changer, because it really does make a difference about whether you engage fully. Like I said, you can either do something or do nothing. There's nothing in the middle, and your results will dictate that. So I apologize to the people out there that take it offensively. Well, maybe it's time to up your game a little bit. Really, I don't want to be considered that, because I want to make a difference in my life. I'm an entrepreneur, and you know what? I'm going to give it everything I've got. When I make the decision, it takes me a while to make the decision, and I would hope that people would do their fair evaluation, because we don't want people to come into a business for the wrong reason. And I think that that's kind of where a lot of that tire kicker kind of encapsulates, because I think that our industry overall in the last few years has really sort of bred that mentality, and that's what we're here to correct. That's what our intent with Total Takeover is to it's like a disease that's bred over on the internet, where people are just kind of they're not even throwing in their hat. They're just clicking on a link and saying, well, I'm going to see what happens. That's a tire kicker. Nothing's going to change unless you engage fully in what you're doing. And we've got great leadership here. Kiko, it's really great to see you here too. It's that's leadership personified as well. Everybody here is. These people here are life changers, and you know what? They understand exactly what it takes. You have to do everything that it takes to make change, and if you don't do that, then again, I keep going back to that tire kicker. If people find it offensive, I'm sorry. Interpret it any way you like, but either get in and do something or do something else. There's nothing in the middle here that is going to change anything in your life otherwise. So I'm playing a little bit of catch up here, but I hope I touched on kind of what the direction of the conversation is, Carl.
Oh yeah, you most certainly did. This is probably our most controversial one to date, I think. And you know what? We're always going to come across this. Terminology like Dr. Michael says. He's fine with the terminology, although he doesn't like it. He has a different terminology that he uses to get across. Because really, we don't want to offend the world with any kind of terminology. And what the right terminology is. We had free member. Was that the right terminology? I don't know. We could have called it skeptics. But is that going to offend people? We could have called it. No, I won't say it. We could have called it. I'm sure that anybody on here could probably give another. Like Dr. Michael calls them followers. Okay. Followers could be a thing. To me, it doesn't actually pinpoint what their position is. Because even a life changer can be a follower. So, but that's the terminology he uses. Tire kicker is a great terminology over here. Is it the right one? I don't know.
Well, and Carl, it's a North American term for sure. And
Sure is.
I mean, we've used it very lightly in our dialogue for a very long time. I mean, we call each other that. And I'm just going to go out and kick a few tires today. You know, I mean, it's just kind of it's part of our North American structure. You know, but it's still, you have to take a look at the fact that it still is a disease in our industry. It's a very definite disease that people, and I think that that's kind of the intent, is to move people out of their comfort zone. Is that uncomfortable being called a tire kicker? Well, I mean, I was watching the dialogue on the Facebook group of people saying, well, I don't want to be a tire kicker. I upgraded, you know, and you know, it's to provoke thought. Everything that we do and everything we write and everything we speak, it's to provoke thought in people to make a difference, you know. I mean, I talk about the company when I speak to people. You know, I've talked to people for different reasons of whether they're going to go ahead with things. But you know, what's going on in your life? What was it that you took a look at here? What was it that got you here in the first place? If it was just because you saw a free link, join for free, click on it, well then you know what? See you later. Because that doesn't mean that you had any actual interest. So why are you here? Tell me about your circumstances. You know, I'm on disability, or I'm on a pension. I'm not going to make any money. Another fellow I talked to had $170,000 in student loans, and I said, and he was going back to school again. But he's now competing with, you know, the young kids, and I mean, they're still living at home. They have no bills. So I said, how are you going to ever get out of that situation? You have to think past that situation. Where are you going to get a job that is going to pay you enough, that's going to pay back that $170,000 in student loans, and now you're going to accumulate more, and now you're competing with people that you're probably not going to get a job with because these guys are competing for lower wages and all that kind of stuff. So the reason you're here was because you saw an opportunity. You saw hope on the horizon. So I don't know what happens between the fact of where people click the link and where they dissipate. That's the sort of gray area in this industry that we need to change. We need to be able to touch those people to say, you saw something here, and then all of a sudden it was like the memory faded. Like there was, and then they go back to living in that painful situation. And yet they still will complain. They don't see anything out, but they saw it for a moment. And I don't know what happens past that moment that makes them go back to that, living that life of mediocrity with no hope again. Is it fear of success? Possibly, because I think that there's more fear in success than there is in failure, because failure is a common place for a lot of people to be. So they recognize it very easily. But when you move people forward and push them in their uncomfortable zones, and this is one of our old hangouts that we talked about. I love that. Was a great topic, because we need to start pushing people into their uncomfortable zones so that they can, with success comes responsibility. Well, you know what does that responsibility look like? Do we need to start maybe peeling back the layers of it, of the success and what is in their terms in their mind, really, of what their expectations are? I don't know. But, you know, I think that the people that are, if we label them tire kickers, I think they're tire kickers in life. I don't think it's specifically to this business. I think that they haven't really taken a good look at themselves in the mirror and say, you know what, this has got to end. This whole insanity has got to end, because I haven't made any changes in my life, and I'm expecting change to be there for me by osmosis or whatever the case may be, just by being living and breathing every day. Something is going to change. It's not true. However, we've said, you know, you hang around with successful people, then a lot of that does rub off, because when you start the dialogue, you start the posture, you start, all of these things will begin to change when you actually live in that environment all the time. I mean, look at the people here. I mean, we all have a similar mindset. You know, we do things similarly, but with our own personality attached to it. We all have that drive, and nothing's going to stop us from doing what we need to do to get the job done. I think that, you know, I don't know, I think things just need to get a little bit more uncomfortable for people, and I think the tire kicker really was pushing people into an uncomfortable zone. I think that was the intent. I don't think it was to insult anybody. I think it was just more for people to take a really good look at themselves and who they are and where they're at, right? So. I don't know.
I'd like to step in here for a minute, Tracy. I agree with the term tire kicker, excuse me, but why did those people come in as a tire kicker? They came in because they wanted more information. When we have autoresponders like A. Weber, for example, why do people click on our contact page, our capture page, and opt in? They opt in for more information, and we all know it takes at least 6 or 7 contacts with a person before maybe they will make up their mind. So the obligation is on us. Those people that are in my back office and are called tire kickers, I consider them to be contacts. I want to take them to the next level, but in order to do that, I've got to feed them a little bit of information as to why it's important to join this business. So I'm sending them out emails, and I'm telling them to get on the video conferences that Val has, to get on the Hangouts, to start doing a little bit of thinking about what they can do to get involved in this business and make a difference in their life, and feeding them a little bit about what is in the back office, not going into any detail, but just telling them, giving them little tidbits of what's in the back office. For example, Jack Zufeld's program, and also the different tools that are there, so that they get a taste of what is being offered. And I feel that this is the best way to try to connect with these people.
Well, here's what I think, okay? And maybe you guys want to hear it or not, but I look at it like this. People are, what they're scared of is they're scared of being a salesperson. That's what they're scared of. People will go and opt in. Like, for instance, when we went and we ran our free launch and then into pre-launch, we were offering people to come in and take a look and see what it was that we have. When they came in and looked, I think they saw that, oh no, I got to be a salesperson again. The one thing that I hear and I get comment on every single day, and I'm sure that every single one of you panelists get it from wherever you are in the country, is that people go, can I not find a program where I don't have to recruit, I don't have to sponsor? Okay? Why are they asking that question? Because they're scared that they have to be a salesperson. Okay? That's the #1 thing out there. I will guarantee you 100% that people don't commit because they feel they have to be a salesperson. Here's the funny thing. Every single human being on planet Earth is a salesperson. They sell themselves every single day. You know, you sell yourself when you meet a new neighbor, when you meet somebody in a coffee shop or something, you sell yourself. You know, you could be part of a knitting club, you could be part of a book club, you could be part of something else. So what are you doing? You're sharing your knowledge, you're selling yourself on what you know, okay? Here's what we've been preaching for years and years and years in the network marketing industry. You need to sell yourself to people. People will get attached to you based on who you are. Because let's face it, people don't join companies, they join people. Okay? That's what happens. You attract people to you based on your personality. How I attract people, I don't know, because it's like I have 5 split personalities or something all the time, right? But whatever. You know, the point I'm trying to make is that each and every one of us on here sell ourselves. I mean, I've followed Dr. Michael for years. I've known him for years. I've seen what he's done with his UB business and everything. It's all about selling yourself on your knowledge and what you can provide. You know, here we have a panel of 7 people, including myself. Okay, we're sitting on here, and we're selling every single one of you on what we have to offer you in Total Takeover. We're not sitting here, we're not asking you to throw dollar bills at us or anything like that. We're here taking the time out of our day to share with you the knowledge that we have to help build you into a better person, okay? Because Total Takeover isn't just about a marketing system. It isn't just about an online magazine. It's about everything, self-development, everything, okay? We're building up your what's the word I'm looking for? Your
personal skills.
Well, personal skill, that too. But you know, when someone doesn't believe in themselves, what do they call that again? Their confidence. There we go. We're here to build your confidence. Holy crap! Yay! Carl learned something, right? So you know, we're here to build your confidence in yourself. And you know, we do one-on-ones. We do all kinds of stuff here. You know, that's why we ask you to call in. You know, we know that maybe you're uncomfortable being here and not seeing your face and stuff like that, but you can phone in and you can ask us these questions. You know, we got Dr. Phil's all over this panel here that will sit here and answer questions for you. Okay? You know, Tracy, I mean, she's been my psychiatrist for years. I get on her couch all the time, and you know, she calms me down and stuff like that, right? Because sometimes, you know what, Carl blows a gasket every once in a while. Everybody does, right? And sometimes you need to go and lay on somebody's couch and then get sorted out. And that's what we do here. Because this is a very, very frustrating world, okay? Not only in our industry, every industry. You know, I'm sure you go to work and you sit in your cubicle and you get so frustrated with the other guy who's slurping a Slurpee on the other side there, you just want to go over and kabonk him, right? Or you get a manager that sits there, you know, I'm going to need you to work an hour tonight, or I'm going to need you to come in on Saturday. Not sure if I can pay you, but I need you to come in on Saturday. You know, you get all this kind of stuff. You know, all these kind of things. You should watch the show Office Space, the movie Office Space. You know, that's the world we live in. Okay, believe it or not, we all live in that kind of a world. Okay, where we have, and then you got the one guy with the red stapler that keeps getting shoved all over the place because, you know, he's what they're considering the tire kicker of the group, right?
But you know, Carl, here's what I've always maintained, is life is really simple, people make it difficult. Network marketing is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And you know, it's all about your skills, it's all about your communication skills, it's about your posture, it's about learning the dialogue, the language, it's about raising people up, it's about giving people confidence, giving a place for people to lean on when they're not sure. You know, it's about keeping people on track. But you know what, the fundamentals are very simple. You know, it's about that communication, it's about understanding what it is that you believe in and believing in the other person. I mean, I've watched, Kiko and I've got a chance to get to know each other too, and watching what he does as a leader with his team, I mean, he is so positive, and he's got such a wonderful, great sense of humor, and all of the people do here. I mean, we always have to keep things light. I mean, people get very heavy at times, and like you said, Carl, you know, people just get very heavy sometimes. And you know what, we can make things light as air again for people, and you know what, we just listen. We have to be very good listeners. And we have to be able to see through people's fear, because it's all fear-based, right? Whatever direction they're going, and it's all fear-based. Can I do this? I don't know. You tell me. You know what? All the tools are here for you. I'm here. I'm here to support you. Are you going to be part of our family, or are you not? Because you know, that's really what it comes down to. But everything, it's very simple. You know, and then people make things difficult. I mean, you can look at relationships, you can look at just life in general, and take a look from as an observer in people's lives to find out exactly what they're doing. And I mean, gosh, every time you listen to them, there's another scenario, there's another drama going on, and going like, wow, like how do you create all this stuff, man? I mean, you know, you either engage or you don't. I mean, you know, let it go by, and don't, like, there's things that you pay attention to and things you don't. However, being a good listener is always the best formula in everything. And you know what? Don't major in the minors. You know, keep the main thing. The main thing is, what are we here to accomplish? And that's where people get it mixed up, is they start deviating from the main thing, and then all of a sudden they say, well, I can't do this. Well, get back into the source, get back to where what you're supposed to be doing, and just stay the course. And we just encourage people to continue to do that all the time as leaders. We just keep, you know, it's like we just have to reset the sail, and people will get off course. And hey, we all have those days. That's when you go to your upline and you talk to your upline. You know what? We listen and then just say, you know what? Let's get back to it. You know, everybody has those moments and everybody has those frustrations, but it's external. It's external, and it's whatever goes in between your ears. You know, you can talk yourself in and out of a sale. You can talk yourself in and out of success too. You know, so it's all about being really tough mentally, and that's the people that need to be in this more than anybody else. It's the people that say, I'm not a good recruiter, I've never had any success in network marketing. You know, those are the people that need to be here more than anybody else, because we're going to teach you, train you, mentor you, and show you the roadmap to success. It's all here. The Hangouts specifically, I mean, you want to hear and call in, for heaven's sakes. I mean, the first thing you can do is participate. That's the first step towards success, is participate. Show you're a leader. You know, these are people that are showcasing their knowledge and giving it freely to anybody who wants to participate and listen. You know, that's a gift. This is people, these are veterans in the industry. This is a gift for the people at no charge. All it's going to take is their time to sit in and listen and be part of this structure. And again, call in, ask some questions, get your voice, start exercising your voice so that you have one. If you don't have one, you don't exist in this industry. You have to be able to be confident and learn step by step. Does it arrive in one day? No. And that's where the misconception is in this industry is, well, I signed up for the program, it didn't work. Okay, well, you gave this industry and yourself about a 4-day chance at success and survival. It doesn't happen that way. It's a process. And if you decide to be a professional, then be a professional. Be proud of what you do. I quit my corporate career in 2006. I became a professional the day I quit that, and I am a professional student of this industry, and I will continue to be one and continue to learn. I learn from people like Val Smith and David Wallace and what they do, and you're always looking up. You know what? Always continue to look up for the next piece of knowledge. And of course, all the people that are here are industry specialists. That's what we do, right? So,
absolutely. We are at the top of the hour. Just hang on a sec, Joan. We are at the top of the hour here, but I am going to tell you that we've got a great discussion going on here, so I'm going to extend this another 30 minutes, okay? Because it's too soon to shut this down. We've got some great content going on here. And I do want to get feedback from Dr. Michael and Kiko and the rest of the panelists on what they do and how they deal with the so-called tire kickers in their industry and how they convert them. So, Joan, I'll let you come in right now, and then we're going to go over to Kiko and then over to Dr. Michael on that. So, go ahead.
I just had a comment about what Tracy said about people being afraid of success, and they shell in. And they don't want to move forward or to learn anything new. To give you an example, when my mother was in her late 60s, she got a card in the mail so that she could go to the bank, put it in the bank machine with her number, and draw out cash. That to her was an insurmountable thing for her to have to learn. She just could not learn it. So I decided one day to take her to the bank with me. And when she went into the bank, she wanted to go to the teller. All of the tellers had been shut down. There were no more tellers. Everybody had to use the bank machine. She flipped right out. Absolutely refused to even be taught how to use the card. I'm older than my mother was at that time now, and do you know why I still keep learning? Because when you stop learning, you not only quit being successful, your brain starts to die. The best way to fend off having a shut down brain is to keep taking in knowledge, keep learning, keep growing. And what better place can we do that in a business except in network marketing? Because it forces our brain to work. It forces us to learn. And if we want to be successful in this changing world, of the internet and everything else that's going around us, if we don't want to be left behind, we have to force our brain to start learning, to start moving forward, to be able to be adaptable in this world that we live in. And network marketing provides that for us.
Well, thanks. And you're right. I mean, we have to learn, we have to keep up with technology. I keep telling people that it's like you're sitting in the Tron car, and that Tron car is going 200 miles an hour, and it's taking a corner, a 90-degree turn without even a hiccup, right? And you got to learn how to take that curve, that corner at 90 degrees, and keep going. And you're going to have a lot of those corners going. It's gonna slice and dice you to death, but you've got to be able to hang on and be able to absorb everything. And I think, like you said with your mother with the cash machine, it's the development of the internet. I mean, I have people that come to me that say, I want to learn how to do this online. I don't have a Facebook account, and when I tell them, okay, well, we're going to have to go and get you set up with one, and all of a sudden the terror kicks in. Right? The terror kicks in. So even with us as good leaders in that out there, sometimes because we know it, sometimes we have to step back a little bit, back to where they are, okay, and try to put ourselves in their position. And I think we have a lot of people in our industry that are like that. Because you got to remember, we have more and more people coming to the internet today trying to learn how to make some money online, because you know what, they're baby boomers. That they don't sit on computers and stuff like that all day, and now they got to try and learn a whole new learning curve. And what we do is we basically take this package and we go, here, catch, go, right? And we expect that to, it's like you're the quarterback and you're throwing to somebody who's never been a receiver before, but you're expecting them to catch the ball. So this is kind of the problem that I think that a lot of us are in, and a lot of people probably listening to this are going, yeah, I think he gets it now. I've actually got it for a long time, but it's a matter of how we're delivering things. And still, sometimes I get caught up because, I'm an IT guy, which is even worse. So I have a lot of knowledge of this already. I already expect everybody to have that same knowledge. So I'm already 5 miles ahead of everybody by the time I'm giving them information, and I'm expecting them to be right beside me when they're way back there in the dust, right? So I think this is also part of the problem. This is why we have tire kickers there. These are not people that are maybe indecisive. They're at a point where they're terrified to make a decision because they don't know what's going to happen, right? So this is where I guess this whole thing becomes controversial. Do we call these people tire kickers? Do we call them newbies? I mean, is that worse? Might be. That might be insulting too, right? What do we call people? How do we want to, what kind of terminology do we want to use? Because I think that we have a mixture of everything. So Kiko, why don't you come on and because I'm sure you're dealing with this too. You're dealing with new people, older people, everybody that's kind of mixed in everywhere. You're saying from the Philippines, you say people are just starting to engage out there and trying to learn stuff. Let us know what you're dealing with, okay?
Yeah, thank you, Carl. And yeah, about this tire kicker thing. Uh, yeah, we were all tire kickers at some time. I used to be a tire kicker myself. I have been in this industry for about 20 years now. And for 16 years, I have been searching. I've been kicking tires as well. And I was wondering then why I'm not successful. But yeah, it's really all about making a decision. And when I decided to make the decision to stop being a tire kicker and just to make a decision, of course, experience has taught me that yeah, there's a gut feeling if you're in the right company, you're the right when you're in the right um, team. And before I even started Total Takeover, I was already talking with Tracy and Val, and I just felt something different. and we had an exchange of thoughts, and we have commonality in our purpose. So yeah, it's really about making that 100% decision. So from a tire kicker, I have decided to become a life changer. The terminology was not present during those times, but it's a decision. And what I was trying to tell the tire kickers in my team is, it should be, the decision should be overflowing. It should overflow. It cannot be 95%. It cannot be 99%. It should be at least 120 or even a 200%. It should be infectious. It's an infecting decision that if you just go near somebody, they will immediately feel that you're overflowing with what you're doing. So that's what we're doing here in the Philippines. And yeah, I really believe that we are being successful. Um, yeah, I have a very good team, and yeah, and I have to overflow myself on a daily basis. I have to stay committed, and I have to stay passionate in what I'm doing. And it's 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. here in the Philippines, and I just want to be in this panel, not because I want to speak, not because I want to be famous, but I just want to show them that I'm committed in what I'm doing, that I'm willing to lose sleep, I'm willing to stay this long awake, because I want everybody to see that this is what we need. All right, let's stop being tire kickers. Let's just stop. We just have to make a decision. And with this kind of, when you see the world coming together, and this is what I see in Total Takeover, this is the world. All right, right now we are representing different countries. We have different cultures, but we have the same purpose. We have the same mission, which is to make lives worth living for, and to create a legacy for our children, our children's children. So a tire kicker cannot survive this kind of commitment. All right, and yeah, and also about the fear of commitment. I feel like some people are just afraid of committing. They're just too afraid. And this is all about commitment. So from a tire kicker, I know that the term is not really that familiar here in the Philippines. When we saw the term tire kicker, everybody's asking, what's a tire kicker? The reply was somebody who didn't upgrade. So it's not really that big deal for us, but now we know. All right, but we do not use that term. But again, for us, it's a tire kicker is somebody who's not committed in what we are doing right now. But again, it's not yet too late. This session is addressing that those who are called tire kickers, but we just want you to stop kicking tires and just make a decision to change your life. Okay, and that's what we're doing now. And our team here in the Philippines is really doing great. Yeah, we have some people, some tire kickers, and even those who upgraded in life changers, wanting to go back as tire kickers. We have a lot of those, and we feel them. But again, we will never stop. We will not stop until they go back again and they get in track, and that they understand that real success is all about making a commitment to become a life changer. Yeah, and I guess that's all for me. Back to you, Carl.
Great, thanks, Kiko. See, so we've got a different version of that over there and how they're looking at things. Dr. Michael, let us know what kind of process you have of dealing with the people with the different types of mindsets you have and converting them over.
Well, I would say that's pretty simple. I don't tell them to try things. I tell them to do things, as simple as it is. And that's really what it is. And it starts with us. I mean, look, if we just take up the communication that we had today, including yourself and others, how many times have you used the word try today? How many times? So you are a mirror of what you want them to achieve. If you give people the chance to try it out, they will try it out and get lost. If you give people the opportunity to do it, they will do it. So if we as leaders don't understand that difference, and includes everybody in here and the panel in the future, if you want to have a successful business, you can't try things. You do it or you don't do it. That's the key of success. And if you don't allow people to try things, see, in my own company, I have fined people with $10 every time they used in a webinar the word try. Believe it or not, you can ask them all. Because that's the basics of giving people the right education, the right path. Of course, it is no problem people don't want to do things. And as I said, for me, the tire kicker is a follower, somebody that wants to follow my path or the path of the company. But in the end, they are students that, pre-students, they apply for, maybe have the chance to do something. And if we as leaders give them the right orientation, then quickly we can convert a tire kicker, as it is in our company here, into a life changer. And life-changing, and I must agree with Andrew was saying before, there are two different types of life changers. There could be people that just have enough money, still have no clue, but they're called life changers. Come on, they're not changing anything. All they do is they're there because they can't be seen not to be there. But they haven't even changed anything in their lives except they expect that something miracle happens, and after 3-4 months of not looking into the back office, not educating themselves, they'll probably go out and talk, oh, this is TTO is not a good program. That's what happens typical for people that are lazy or not doing things. So here's a life changer that doesn't do anything, acting like a tire kicker. And that's what Andrew said, and I'm totally in agreement with him, that we will have them, and it's up to us in our hangouts and our conferences to make them aware. Fellow, you don't need to earn money on TTO. What you need to understand is you have to decide if you are worthwhile those $90 or not for yourself. I mean, I certainly feel that this program is worth to me $90 a month. If it would be $180 or $200, it would still be worth to me that amount, because I know out of my experience that what I can learn here additionally will just make that fine difference, because the difference between success and non-success is 98% will never make it. They will never make it because they just don't believe. They don't do. They are triers. They are, oh, I will see if I can do it. They already have an excuse before they start. And this is what, in my way, when I deal with different nationalities and different languages, I think it's always the same. And here is Kiko way says, I think, absolutely right. It doesn't matter which country you are. We all have that same reason to work together. We want to have a better life, or we want our friends to have a more beneficial life economically-wise, and that their families are not struggling, that they can pay the rent. I'm sure you have followed the news. I'm in Spain. And Spain was more than 25% of unemployment, was over 56% of youth unemployment. Can you believe it? Can you believe those things? I mean, ridiculous, isn't it? And still, they prefer to be a tire kicker most of the times, because those that instead show them don't speak the right language. And for me, the right language is tell people what they're lacking, tell them what they can do. Don't tell them try this out and try this out. Do this, do this, do this, and this is what Val does on his webinars in the morning. It's 3:00 a.m. my time when I listen to him, but I like it. He's not telling you have to try things out. He tells him, do this and do this and do this. And very often it takes him a lot of respect to not tell them, my gosh, you guys get a piss or get off the pot. That's really what it's all about in life, isn't it? I mean, that's what I feel, okay? So I pass it on to you.
You know what? Man, I'm glad you said that, because he said that last night. And you know what? You literally have to tell people. I mean, you got to tell it like it is. People are going to like it or they're not going to like it. And, you know, I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because, you know, this is why we got to stop telling people to try things. They actually got to start doing things.
Hey, Carl? Maybe we should start calling them fence sitters instead.
Yeah, you know, something. I don't know what it is.
Dr. Michael.
You know, here's one of the things, Trace, and the panelists, is that, you know, thinking about after what Dr. Michael was saying, is, you know, we're talking about these people that are coming in and they're paying their money and they're coming in. This is what I get a lot, like I've seen over the years. Well, you know what, I spent my money this month and this month, and then for 3 months I spent this money and nothing happened. Well, again, this is what he's trying to tell you. If you don't make things happen, nothing's going to happen. You're going to continue to do that and spend money. But if you don't take advantage of what you're buying, because you're paying for something every month, You're paying for that education. If you decide to not use it, then the only one you can blame is the person in the mirror. That's the only person. There's nobody else on planet Earth that you can blame other than the person that's in the mirror looking right back at you. Because you get in, I don't know how many times I've even done this, okay? I don't know about you guys, but I've got a room right next door that's full of virtual crap that I bought off the internet that I never used, okay? You get all caught up in things, and you go and you buy this, and you buy this, and you buy this, and I got a virtual room that's stacked full of ebooks and all kinds of stuff that I haven't even read. I got software I've never even used, okay? And I've done that over the course of years, and we've all done it. Whose fault is it? Is it the person I bought it from? Is it their fault? No. How many of you have actually gone to a store and bought a book that you never read? How many of you have gone out and bought a game off the game shelf and never played it? How many of you have done that? Who are you to blame? Is it the store's fault? Is it their fault? They came in, they put you in a trance, came in here, made you open your wallet and take their money? Is that what happened? Let's get into reality here, okay? It's the same thing with signing up with anything that's on the internet. If you go and you sign up, you did it because of maybe impulse. I don't know, okay? But if you went and did that, and you did it on impulse, you should probably figure out what you're doing. Because my biggest fear is that you're going to become a hoarder of e-products, okay? That's what's going to happen. You're going to become a professional hoarder of e-products. And you're going to have a big room like I have full of e-books and e-software and all kinds of stuff that's going to pile up and have a value of nothing, okay? And the only person you can blame is yourself. You can spend $90 every single month. This whole entire thing, I think we had the total, it was like 1,000 something. If you came and built your business today and you stayed in it for 12 months and paid $89.95 every single month, it cost you $1,000 to build a business. Even if you didn't start making money until your 13th month, okay? If you started making money in your 13th month and then 14th and 15th, you'd have all your money back within the first 3 months of that because you're educating yourself. I can't explain any more than that to any of you out here. You know, you have to literally, first of all, give yourself permission to become a success, okay? Until you do, I'm not sure where you're going to be. You know, you're going to be on a fence so far away that no one's even going to see you anymore, right? And then what's going to happen, and this has happened. It's happened to me, and I had to fight my way back. I got to a point where nobody actually wanted me to join their business at one time because I said no so much that they just wrote me right off. And when I went back to him and says, well, I haven't talked to you, he says, you're not worth talking to anymore because you never commit to anything. And that's how I used to be years ago. And I had to fight back and build my reputation to say, you know what? I'm going to start committing to myself because I never made money. For the first 20 years in this industry, I never made any money. That's why I got a room full of e-products, right? That's why it's right there, right? I could go show you, right? Just beware, I might get piled on by all this ebooks and stuff when I open the door, right? So that's why I don't open the door anymore. It's too full. But in the last 5 to 6 years is when, in my 35 years that I've been in this industry, that's when I started making the most money. And why? Because I started committing to myself, okay? We could talk till we're blue in the face on this panel every single day for the rest of our lives. We could be here every day telling you how vital it is for you to take charge of your life and do something here. But it's going to be you. You're the one that has to flick on the switch, right, and make things happen. So I don't know if any of the panelists here, we are getting to the bottom of the hour. I don't know if Don or Andrew or any of you guys have any last comments here. But
yeah, one quick comment. And this has been a great call. I've really enjoyed hearing different perspectives, especially with people from out of the country, from out of North America, like Keiko and Dr. Michael. I remember back when I first went to the Philippines that we all had weapons back in those days. We had guns with real bullets and stuff. And I remember some of the slang that we North Americans used, and I guess I would just behoove us to be careful. I think tire kicker, I think it kind of came out today that that's a negative term, and I think we just need to be a little bit careful on what, not just tire kicker, not even anything, any name. I don't know what the alternative is, but I think we've just got to be real careful what we say, because people do carry bullets. So that's it. Yeah. Okay. No workplace violence for here.
Thanks, Don. Yeah, you know, virtual bullets would be the only thing I'd actually want to see. But you know what? Like I said, you know, this was a controversial show here today. You know, we have some topics and some things that we label people in the company here. Whether it's the right thing or not, I don't know. No offense was made by anybody here towards anybody. You know, again, terminology, we have to always be careful with that because we just don't know. I mean, there's some English words that are non-violent, but in other languages can be very, very offensive and cause heavy violence. So, you know, we have to be careful on what we do. And you know what? Whatever it is, like the tire kicker we have in the company, that was not created to offend anybody. It was created because it is a common term in North America to show non-committal to committal. Okay, life changer being a committal, and tire kicker as non-committal. Right? That's how we look at it over here. It's actually a playful term in North America. But again, you know, Kiko just mentioned, didn't know what the heck that was. You know, could he have been holding a loaded gun saying, you know, you come over here and say that, that's it. You know, we're going to tie you to a pole and we're going to put you throw bullets for you, right? We don't know. We got to be careful on what we do. So, you know, it was kind of a nice learning experience, and I thank everybody who has hung out here today with us with all of their comments, because I think this was a great session here today. I think we brought out a lot of information on everything that's here. So let's go over, Andrew, let's go back to you for some final comments if you have any, and to close out the show.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you, panelists. I hope you can hear me. Yes? Okay. Great show today. I've really enjoyed being here, and you know, we're flexible. So, you know, if the term needs to be changed, I'm sure that the owners will change it. If it doesn't need to be changed, then I'm sure we'll keep it. And either way, we're Total Takeover, we're Life Changers, and we're moving on because we're flexible like that. And it's plan, do, review. You plan, you do, you review, you come back, you plan, do, review over and over and over again. And that's what network marketing success in its function is for a professional. So thank you for joining our show today. We're here Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until whenever we decide to turn it off. So if you are coming and participating, then we like to hear your comments. You can call in anytime. You can subscribe to our channel. Everybody point down. If you're looking at this or watching this video on YouTube, then you can hit the subscribe button there on YouTube, and that will give you the link from Google Plus every day as the new show is created. You can also go to ttoradio.info to find all of that information. ttoradio.info. Share it with your friends, and we'll tell your friends when they watch the show to get back with you. So get back with the person that invited you to watch this show today, and get hooked up with them in the Total Takeover experience. Get your own enterprise going. Get your own product, your own education going. Purchase yourself a monthly subscription to learn how to be professional and market on the internet, whatever it is you want to market. You want to bring an offline business online, you can do it with Total Takeover. You want to make money, you can do it with Total Takeover as your primary. You have a primary, you can use Total Takeover to put up front in front of your primary to find out what leaders you want to invite into your primary. There's all kinds of ways to do this, and you're invited to do that. That's about all I have, except to say this, what I always say: it takes leaders with vision, like the panelists here, to lead people with dreams, the people out there. And always remember, let's participate in our marketing enterprises the way that we would want our personally sponsored to participate. Bye for now, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.